Hi, my name is Allie for those of you who don't know me, and I am the maker behind Crochet in the Mud. For this video, I'm going to focus on restocking the store I sell in. I really highly recommend selling in a store if you can, in addition to doing markets and online sales. It is a little hard to keep on top of making sure everything has enough inventory, but it's also just so nice to, for my store, have to work 6 hours a month as part of my agreement. So I prefer to do 2 3-hour shifts, so every other week I can go in and restock, which really helps me keep on top of it. But it's really nice to only put in the 6 hours of working my shift, and then the rest of the time my stuff is getting sold for me. Now, I do also pay rent and commission, but I find this store highly worth it. Unfortunately, just like with markets, it is hit or miss when it comes to stores, so it will take some time to find a good store if you are looking into joining a store. But for this video, I'm going to focus on restocking that store because I've been slacking a little. Today's Friday, February 21st, and I believe I go in March something. The first week of March, I'm pretty sure, is my next shift. I did just have one a couple days ago, but like I said, I've been slacking, so I didn't really have any plushies to restock for that time. So I'm going to make it one of my top priorities for these next 2 weeks to work on restocking. I'm also doing a bunch of challenges at the same time, so I'm just really scatterbrained right now. So I'm also doing a how much yarn can I use in a month for February, how many cats can I make in 5 days. I've done 1 day so far. But I think what I'm going to do today is focus on calico cats. So today will be day 2 of that cat challenge. Go check out that video if it's already out. And then I will get some calico cats in the store. I actually don't think I've sold any at the store. But so this store, you have to ask for barcodes ahead of time. And personally, I like to have exactly what animal sold when I go to view at the end of the day what I sold for the day. So I printed out calico cat stickers a while ago, probably a year ago, and I don't know if I've ever brought them to the store. So I do have some barcodes for calico cats, so I'm going to focus on that and make a bunch of cats today, and then we'll see how many we get. I think at most I'll bring 5 to the store. That's quite a bit, but we'll see how many I can make today. I might not focus fully on calico cats. I might do some other variations of cats, but the only ones going to my store will be the calico cats. So go check out that how many cats can I make in 5 days video once you're done watching this one, and I will catch up with you when I've got some calico cats to bring to the store. So it is another day. We have T-minus 9 days until my shift. So today is a Tuesday, and then next Friday is my shift. So I have been making a lot of cats. I believe I'm going to bring 5 of the calicos to Eclectic, but I'm going to sit down and write my list of what I would like to bring to them. I did just make this guy for the first time ever. He's so cute. I still need to figure out pricing, and I base that off of how long it takes as well as how much yarn I use. So I will need to do that, but I'll probably end up bringing some of these guys to Eclectic. Just because they're so cute, and I think they'll do really well there. For Halloween, I had a bunch of ghost plushies that had hats, and they did phenomenal, so I'm sure this guy will do fantastic. But I'm going to write down my list of what I want to make, and then I'll let you know what I decide. Alright, so I went through my current inventory of what I have at the studio. Oh, I guess I should write the cat down. Okay, so I currently have possums, but they're doing it really well, so I want to make 5 possums, 5 pizza turtles, which I have the shells made already. They still need the pepperoni and then the bodies added. I want to make 4 chickens, In terms of axolotls, I want to make 4 pink, 3 blue, and 3 purple. And then if I get to it, more turtles, do 3 beige, 3 pink, and 3 green. Those turtles do pretty well at my store, so, and I've been sold out of them since Christmas, so if I have time, we'll get to that. I'm sure we can get through this list, and then I need to decide if I want to do these guys and anything else. I typically do really well anytime I bring dinosaurs there, so maybe I'll finally get around. There's this dinosaur pattern that I've been wanting to make forever, and I just haven't yet. So let me write dinos, chick with frog hat, and then anything else fun. Big things usually sit on my shelf for a while, but then when they finally sell, it's really exciting. I think I need to work on phasing out some plushies that I currently have there and replacing them with new ones. It's always a good time or a good thing to revamp what I offer at the store. I have been there for about 2.5 years, and some of the plushies I've offered the entire time I'm there, and they're starting to dwindle as to how quickly they sell when I bring them. So that's why it's especially good to like bring in these guys who would be different. Dinosaurs. You think I love dinosaurs. I literally have a dinosaur tattoo. And I know they sell well, but you think I would be better at stocking them there, but I forget every time until I go work a shift. And while I'm there, I'm like, I need to make dinosaurs, and then I leave. And then when I go back for my next shift is when I remember again. So I have dinos written on my paper. So, you know what? Maybe I'll make dinos today. I think I'm suffering with burnout a little bit. I don't know if it is burnout though. I've felt like this since like Halloween ended, where it's like I'm pulling teeth to get me to crochet stuff. And I am getting some stuff done, but I would love to be more productive than I have been. And part of that is I've been doing the same patterns over and over and over again. And most people recommend switching and doing something different that you've never done before. So, you know what? We're gonna do it. So let me find the pattern that I've been wanting to do. So this is the dino pattern I've been wanting to do by Studio Phoebe 22, I believe is what the username is. I've seen a lot of people do them in a rainbow assortment. I think the thing that's holding me back the most is the sewing. So they're adorable when I see them worked up. So I think I'll start by making, what color should we make first? Okay. Part of my issue too, it's probably a little bit of decision fatigue as well, just because there's so many things I could make that I just don't know what to do. So I think my top priority, I have this green in front of me and I'm like, I could just make pizza turtles. I have the shells made for the most part, but I have to do the pepperoni. We are approaching the spring break. What's the boost? The yeah, towards the end of March, I guess. So this store's in Colorado Springs, and so I guess a lot of people like to go visit there for spring break. That, and additionally, the people who live there are off, so they're going around shopping. And we always get a big hit at the end of March. So today is February something. I never know what day it is. It's February 25th. So I do have my next shift that we're prepping for right now. I would like to give a big restock. And then my second shift is, I believe, the day before they're expecting the boost in sales. So I'm trying to get a lot of stuff over there. Also because my last shift I did not bring any plushies. I did restock some pottery. Yeah, I wish I had advice as to what to do when you're in this situation, but I myself am trying to figure it out. Like, this is cute, and I just made this for the first time, and I want to make more, but my brain's like, no. Let me know in the comments if you have advice for this. I've tried switching and doing some new patterns, but I think it's also, I've gotten to the point where in my head crochet is a job. Crochet is my income. I don't think I've ever made something for myself. Maybe I do that, but then the whole time in my head I'm arguing that I should be market prepping. I don't have a market coming up. I think I have 2 months, a month and a half until my next market. But then May's gonna get really busy, and I am applying for a job this summer. It's a job that I really enjoy doing, and I've wanted to do it again for a while, but I keep having issues where, like, last year, the mandatory training, I was out of the country, or the year before that, I think I applied too late for it. And so there's a potential that right as markets ramp up really heavily, I also will have, like, no time to market prep. But it's still not clicking in my head that it's prep for success season. I need to be making plushies. I've been having a good work-life balance where when my fiance gets home for the night, I'm done working. On the weekends, for the most part, I don't work unless I get bored and want to crochet. But all this to be more procrastination for picking what to do today. And I don't have to do one plushie all day, and that's what I've been doing. So I'm trying to remind myself, I can make one and switch it up. Like, I made one of these. I don't have to make this all day. I can, but one of my problems is, so for my Pride Market, I like to have rainbow bees, in which for the most part I use this Brights in all of the colors, but I don't know where I can buy them aside from Joanne. But I need to make a bunch of those. I believe I have the numbers written down somewhere, but I want to say, like, the past 2 years I brought around 30 of them, and they've completely sold out. So I also need to make rainbow bees, but what colors? Red, I know I can get that at least at Walmart. I've seen it there. The orange and yellow, I don't know where. Maybe Walmart has it. And then I just bought a bunch of the green. Are you being nice? Sorry, my cats are fighting. And then the blue and purple again, I don't know where I can get those. That's not top priority, because again, it's February and I need those in June. This is just a long procrastination rant. Okay. I'm going to stop yapping. I'm going to pick something. Okay, actually, to help with decision fatigue. I don't know what I just said. To help with the decision fatigue, I've done this once before. It was more for like a video, TikTok that I made. But, you know, maybe I'll film it. I put everything I need to make into a Google sheet. And then, because of that, everything had a number because of what row it was on. And then I used a random number generator to tell me what to make. Let's do that, because I can't figure out whether I want to make more of the chicks with hats, if I want to make pizza turtles, if I want to work on the dinosaur. There's too many things to do. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the random number generator, and then I will catch up with you once I've finished something to bring to the store. So, it's the next day. I ended up making the list to do my random number generator, and then I didn't do it. So yesterday I edited some videos, which I think actually helped me today because I'm actually being productive. I think just taking the day that I really didn't want to crochet and just letting myself do other work definitely helped me out a little. I did make a bunch of turtle heads last night. So this morning I was able to fully assemble 3 of my pizza turtles. I still need to sew it shut, but I've been slowly making some pepperonis. I think that's just the thing that holds me back on the pizza turtles is you have to make 5 pepperonis and then you have to sew them on and then you get to make the body parts. But anyway, I'm slowly making those because I think I have 18 of these shells. So I have a couple of heads here. I just have a bunch of stuff on my ottoman right here. And then I did start making, so this is from yesterday. I've made a couple of them today. They still need stuffed and sewn shut. But tell me why. I think I've made 4 so far. And my brain goes, you know what would be fun? Make a challenge to see if you can make 100 of these. I don't even know if they sell well. I assume they're going to sell well. They are adorable. I've been wanting to make this pattern for a long time. It is a free Instagram pattern from Aki Plushies. It will be linked in the description, as my patterns always are in my videos. But I've been making a couple of these guys. I literally just have a sea in front of me of green because the hat and the turtle are the same color. So I've been working on those. It is almost 2 p.m. So I guess when you take that into consideration, I haven't really done much today. But I have. I also did a quick run to Joann. It is February 26th. So I think liquidation's been going on for about a week and a half now. And I haven't been in a week to my current location. I did go over the weekend because we happened to be in a different part of town, so we went to that Joann, which is one of the Great American owned ones. And my local one is a Gordon Brothers owned one. I don't know if that makes a difference on the sales, but we're still at 25%. When I went to the other Joann, it was before they were officially announced to be liquidating. So they were still like a normal store. Anyways, I bought an almond because I am working on some sunflower turtles as well. I just have a bunch of whips going on. I'm like rotating what exactly I'm working on, which probably also helps my brain not get stuck on one thing. So I have it in my bag over here. Normally on Wednesday nights we go to trivia, but we're not going this week. So that bag's still packed from last Wednesday, so I guess I haven't touched them in a week. I made a bunch of shells for that. And I like to make the shells and then go and do the body parts. And then I always end up forgetting how much of the body color it takes. So I grabbed another almond. I think I have Yeah, there's one on my shelf. I just bought another one, and then there's a partial in there. But after I work through, I don't know if any of these will go to eclectic. Like here's one with part of the body done, and it does have a tail sewn on and the petals. But I don't know if I'll bring any of those to eclectic. They do sell. They sit there for a while, but then they sell. And currently I have 2 daisy turtles there, which aren't selling. They've been there for a while. Honestly, I should probably take them off the shelf. So yeah, we're slowly getting there. I have 3 of the pizza turtles done. I believe I want to bring 5 with me, so I need to do 2 more. Lots of stuff going on. Here's a pepperoni that needs sewn on. I just debated whether I want to crack open an energy drink, because that helped me the other day, because I'm starting to hit a wall, I feel like. But it's 2 p.m. I'm not going to sleep if I crack one open. So on to more little chicks. So it's now March 5th, and my shift at the store is in 2 days. Have I got anything done? No. The past 2 days I spent at the pottery studio, so I didn't get any crocheting done. But the problem is, I'm bringing some of the cats to the store with me. And if I spend these next 2 days crocheting, then day 5 of the cat video, I'm going to be missing cats. So I think I'm going to spend today finishing my cat video, which means I only have 1 day to market prep for the store. I hate doing it, but I think what I'm going to do is go into my market inventory and just borrow some of those plushies, and then come Monday after my shift, I'll just remake those plushies. So let me grab my list. I know I have possums in there I can borrow. Pizza turtles, we do have 3 made, I think. Not sure. And then chickens, I don't have any. The pink, blue, and purple axolotls, I have some in my closet. I don't have any of the beige, pink, or green turtles, but I think I can survive without those. And then the calicos I have made. So yeah, today I'm going to do my cat video, and then tomorrow I guess we'll just try to do as much as we can. I do need to today send them an email requesting some new barcode stickers, because I am bringing those chick with frog hats, if I showed you already. And then I do have, in the color Party Pop, I made some pocket octos that I want to bring with me to the store. So I need to get those 2 barcodes. And yeah, so I'll shoot them over an email, and then I'll catch you tomorrow when we actually market prep for them. Alright, it is now March 6th, which means it is the day before my shift. So we're not doing too well. This is, if you can see inside, the bag of plushies I have currently set aside. So yesterday I finished the cat challenge, so I set 5 of my calico cats aside, which is also the number of barcodes I had already. And I went to go request stickers yesterday, but then realized some of the plushies I wanted to bring I don't yet have a price for. So these guys, I still need to figure out a price. I do mine based off of how much materials I use, as well as how long it takes to make. And I do know how much grams of yarn this takes, but I still need to calculate the stuffing, which I can do easily. But I need to time how long it takes. So I did make one of these guys today, and then request stickers. But alright, so items that are tagged I'm going to go ahead and put back in. Okay, so these Party Pop Octos, I will have to request a barcode for those. So I'm going to go ahead and add those to the bag. I could go ahead and add their tags to them, and the tags are just blank right here until I add the barcode. But I work a 4-hour shift tomorrow, so I should theoretically have time to do it while I'm there. Same with these guys. I need to ask for those barcodes still. And then we have 3 pizza turtles that we finished, and I do have barcodes for those. So I'll quickly add those to them. I am starting to get excited because last summer I ordered 1,000 of these tags, and this is all that I have left. So I believe it's a little over 100, and we're getting close to using those, so I'll need to order replacements. And then I use these gold safety pins. To connect them. So that's what's nice about the crochet plushies, is you can just insert it through a stitch. I used to use tags that used a string, so I would literally just stick my crochet hook in there and to move the string through one of the stitches. But I really like these tags. They make me feel more professional. It has my business name, and then there's some information on the back about my business. So it's also helpful for when a customer buys my item and then leaves, because my information is attached to my plushie. Alright, so now we have those in there, and I did just go through this morning to see how much I have of everything. So I have a bucket of like my Pocket Pals, and that's decently stocked. It looks like 18 in there right now. So, and then I am bringing some of the Party Pop. In terms of big plushies, I am well stocked. I have 2 Daisy Turtles, a turtle, a sloth, Mooding, a cow, and a whale, so I'm good on big plushies. And then for little plushies, I really need to bring them stuff. They currently have 1 flamingo, 3 mushy boys, 2 possums, 3 ducks, 2 chickens, 4 Mabel chickens, 2 pink axolotls, and 1 blue axolotl. So, especially going into what is typically my 3rd best month of the year, I really need to restock. So here's the list of what I wanted to bring with me. And currently we have marked off the calico cats. So yeah. I do have 3 pizza turtles. I wanted to bring 5. So let's start by rating my craft fair inventory, and then I'll just have to restock the craft fair inventory next week. So that stuff's already tagged. So what I'm going to do is take those tags off, put on new tags, and then that way next week I know what I need to remake to replace what I stole. So I currently have 2 of the 5-pound stuffing boxes filled to the brim with plushies, as well as 1 duffel bag. And then I also have a bunch of bags scattered throughout that are in different phases of, they need tags, they need added to inventory, they need pictures taken for the website. But we are robbing the fully done. So I'm going to take my list and grab a bunch of plushies. So this is everything I grabbed. Now I just have to hope that I have the barcodes for them, and if I don't, then I'll have to add those to my request. This is a reusable sticker book, if anybody's wondering. So the paper is made out of the same backing as what a sticker page is, so I can take these stickers on and off without any wear and tear to them. So I grabbed 4 pink axolotls. I'm gonna mark stuff off as I go. My next market is in a month from yesterday exactly. So I have time to remake these items. I just wish I would have not had to break into, but you do what you have to do. All right. I'm going to re-tag all of these, and then I will catch back up with you. This bag is looking much better now, but I have a stack this big that I need to remake. So I'm going to put those there and get to that another day. This is what our list is looking like now. So pizza turtles I have 3 of, and I just need to finish some. And then why did I want to restock chickens but not restock ducks? I don't know. We're going to start with pizza turtles and then we'll go from there. So I'll see you when I have 2 pizza turtles done. And I finished the 2 pizza turtles, so I can now mark that off my list. I think next on the agenda is I'm going to quickly make one of the chicks with frog hats so I can price it, so that I can email and ask for some barcodes to be printed out for me. So let me do that real quick and then we'll decide what we're going to do for the rest of the day. Okay, and I finished this little guy, so it takes me just under 15 minutes for it, and I think based off of the cuteness of it, I am going to charge $16 for these guys. That's similar to what I charge for my possum. This would give me a 54% profit margin, which I think I am going to work on raising my profit margins to about 50% this year, especially for the little guys. So $16. And I think I am going to work on restocking the turtles today. So I did have chickens on my list, but not mallard ducks for whatever reason. And at the store, I have 2 chickens and 3 ducks right now. But I have no turtles, and I haven't had turtles there all year. So I'm going to work on some turtles, and then between this shift and the next one within 2 weeks, I am going to sit down and actually do a full restock of chickens and mallard ducks because I don't have any for my markets either. So today will be turtles. We'll see how much we can make. I do currently offer 3 color variants aside from the pizza turtle. So we have pink, beige, and green, right? Yes. I am running very low on almond though, and I need that to work on my sunflower turtles. So it wasn't my plan anyway to go to Joann today. I haven't been in a week, and I just like going weekly to see how the liquidation's doing. So I have groceries scheduled to pick up at 1 p.m. today, so that's in about an hour. They're currently shopping it, so yeah, I think I'll take a break, go ahead and eat my lunch, and then I'll head out to Joann, hopefully find an almond. If not, then I'll head over to Michael's, which is pretty close by, and then I'll pick up my groceries on the way home, and we will get to making some turtles. Alright, so I am now back from the errands. So I did hit up Michael's and Joann, And today is March 6th for context. I'm sure this information will be old by the time this video comes out, but at Joann it was still 25% off, and it was bare. So there was hardly any Burnet at all. I could tell that they had just restocked some solids of Big Twist Value. It was very clear what colors had just been restocked. But there were maybe 30 skeins of Burnet between the whole store. But it was really sad. But I stopped at Michael's beforehand, and I was going to try to grab an almond, but instead I found birch. Their yarn was buy one get one half off, but there was a 40% off coupon and I didn't need any other skein, so I grabbed this one. I was very tempted by the Loops and Threads Speckle or whatever it's called, because I want to get the blue and green for a special project, but I need to slow down on buying yarn. Anyway, there's a slight difference between almond and birch, if you can see. It's very subtle, but I'm just going to hope that the almond I have is enough to finish out my last couple of sunflower turtles. So I'm going to put that back away, and then we're going to use birch for the turtles. And I have all of my yarn pulled out, so I will see how many I can make. I'll probably make a bunch of shells, and then, oh dang, it's already 2 o'clock. Ideally, I would have one of each color to bring, but hopefully I can get 2 of each color. Yeah, I spent way too much time on errands, but I'm gonna go back to listening to my book and whip out some turtles, and then I will catch you. I'll probably update you tomorrow before I head out to the store. So we've got a full bag, which is great. The first 2 months of the year, January and February, were both down from the year prior. So I'm hoping to really put my focus in on the store for March, especially with it being the 3rd best month that I typically have with all of the spring breakers coming in. So fingers crossed we'll be up this month. Hopefully. You would think I would start to learn my lesson. So I need to leave in 50 minutes to go to my store, and last night I finished up the bodies for all the turtles, and I was like, oh, I'll just stuff them in the morning. You know, I've been starting to work at like 7:30 lately. And then, sorry if this is TMI, I woke up with the worst cramps of my life at 5:30 a.m. and had to lay in bed and try to distract myself for 2 hours while I waited for the pain meds to kick in. So it is now 8:10, and I'm just now getting into the craft room. So hopefully in the next 40 minutes I can fully stuff these guys. I think I should be plenty of time, but I just need to stop leaving things for morning of, because then stuff like this happens literally like every time. So I'm gonna get to quickly stuffing these, and if I don't have time to check in, then I'll see you at the store. It took 2 days, but I did replenish everything that I borrowed from my market inventory. So I am now caught up on that. So we are about to hit the spring break time. They have plenty of inventory right now. As you saw in the video, I do have quite a bit of back stock. However, I do need to give them quite a bit of a restock again in 2 weeks at my next shift. So I just need to get back into the rhythm of market prepping for both markets and my store. So leave it in the comments below if you have any questions about what it's like selling in retail, and maybe I'll make a whole separate video on that. I really enjoy selling in retail, especially with, I pay them my monthly rent, but then I can kind of sit back while they do the work of selling my stuff for me. There is a bunch of trial and error, however, of finding a good store Trust me, I have tried quite a few that were not worth it at all, and I can also dive into that if you're curious as well. But thank you so much for watching my video. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave them down below in the comments, and I'll get back to you and maybe even make a separate video about selling in retail. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!